I invested over $600 on the Robinhood app. And in this video, I'm not only going to show you how much I made, but I want to introduce you to Robinhood, to investing, because maybe you're like me. Maybe you don't have a lot of experience in investing. I'm certainly not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock expert. So none of this is meant as financial or investing advice. But this is going to be a fantastic walkthrough, maybe as an introduction to say, well, hey, I have a side hustle. This is the whole premise of this channel. It's really dedicated to your success in this gig economy. I want you to make as much money as possible, and possibly investing in the stock market could be a great way to do it. Again, maybe you're like me. We all got a lot of stuff going on. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you don't have the time to comb through those charts, right? To have those 6 monitors that we see investing, all the charts, the graphs, the latest news. This is going to be a great brainstorming session and really an introduction to, well, hey, maybe I can do this as a side hustle as well. Maybe I can make some money really, again, on the side as part of this side hustle, investing in the stock market. So I want to welcome you to this live stream here. We're going to be going over, firstly, what is Robinhood? And I want to go over some investing basics and ultimately show you my portfolio and really the yield so far, how much I earned from that $600 invested. Now, hey, let's be real here. Maybe $600 is a lot of money for you, and it is a good amount of money. Maybe $600 is not a lot of money. That's not the point here. You and I, we're looking to build out different revenue streams. And if a yield from investing can yield certainly more than a savings account, I would certainly look into this. I want to share a quick story with you. I was getting my haircut the other week, and I was talking to Jordan at a barbershop down the road here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Jordan, he's a young guy. I myself, I'm 33. He is 19. And we got talking about investing. And I was talking to him about my portfolio, about Robinhood, about investing. I said, Jordan, 19, you have to invest. You have to invest right now in some simple stocks. And in this live stream, in this video, we're going to be talking about what's offered on Robinhood. But again, between you and me, this isn't a crazy financial deep dive. There's tons of channels on YouTube going into really a deep dive if you want. This is for someone like yourself, someone that has a lot going on, someone that's busy, and maybe you just want to put your foot into investing. So I said, Jordan, you got to invest. You got to take some money. If it could be $15 a week, Jordan, I said, put it into a recurrent investment. So it's going to be invested every single week. And actually, that's one of the best practices that we're going to discover today. I said, you must invest. Start right down. You are 19. I really just started getting into investing on Robinhood. Now, if you didn't know, Robinhood is one of the most popular, phone-based, app-based investment platforms. And it is really one of the most popular because it really hits a key with millennials, with Gen Z, or really any generation that you're in there. It's very easy to use. So I want to show you a few things here. Firstly, again, what is Robinhood? And I appreciate you being here. I see you in the live stream, or if you're watching this on the replay, tons of value. And again, just a good jump start to hopefully open up your options. This is what we're talking about today, to give you more options to make money. Maybe there's bad weather. Maybe you're out there driving for Uber, for DoorDash, for Postmates, right? Maybe you don't have the car that day. Maybe you are a one-car family, or maybe your car's in the shop, what have you. We're trying to open up your revenue potential here and build out different revenue streams. And over time, investing has proven to be statistically a great investment, pun intended there. So what is Robinhood? Founded in 2013, headquartered in Menlo Park, California. Now I mentioned, what does the app offer? Well, we can see here investing options for stocks. That's really the main thing we're going to be talking about today. Funds, ETFs, options, and cryptocurrency. And the company states at Robinhood, we believe the financial system should be built to work for everyone. That's why we create products that let you start investing at your own pace, on your own terms. What I love about Robinhood is, frankly, I started it because of the ease. I knew it was easy to use. I know I didn't have to be, right, a financial master, right? Shout me out if you feel the same way here. I just wanted something easy. I just wanted something that I could look up a company, I could look up trends, I could get some data and some news, because again, like you, I got a lot going on. I can't invest all of my time in my day on investing, but, and I hope you see the value in this, and if you're watching this video, you clearly do, I know that for my future and for your future when it comes to money, this is a great idea and a proven investment. Christine, I see you in here. Frankie, Al, thanks for being here in the live stream today. So today we're talking about investing in the Robinhood app and my $600 investment in a portfolio of stocks. So number one, investing basics, because if you are new like myself, this is important to know because we really have to build a framework for, hey, what am I doing, right? Because I don't want you, if you are interested in this, if you are a younger individual or just an individual that doesn't have the experience like myself, you need to know the basics. So we're talking about stocks, right? A stock is a unit of ownership in a company. If you own a stock, that makes you a shareholder, meaning that you may be eligible to receive dividends if the company succeeds and you have a vote in some company decisions. Now, the dividends that may be paid out annually, biannually. So as the states here, if the company does well, you may be paid an extra amount based on that success called a dividend. And we can see an example here. This is straight from Robinhood. We have an illustration here of the total number of shares available for purchase, and then the shares that you own, again, a portion of that company. So right now we're talking about, what is Robinhood? What is this investing basics here? So now let's go into really your strategy. Investing is a lifelong marathon. There's three things you need to do before you start. Number one, set your goals. Number two, pay off high interest debt. Number three, create an emergency fund. Again, this is from Robinhood. I want to say that they have a fantastic suite of resources for you as a new investor. I was coming all through that in this past week. It is excellent to clearly map out investing basics. And these graphics right here were pulled directly from some of those walkthroughs. So again, you can go to Robinhood.com and you can go to the Investing 101. This is taken from Investing 101. I would read through all, and they have tons of resources to help you out. Now, in my opinion, investing in and of itself isn't too hard. We're going to talk about, what you're actually doing here, but, some insight, some strategy, investing strategies. There's a great deep dive in those resources. And again, of course, this is not financial or investing advice, as I am not a financial expert. And then number three, going into some of those analytics that I talked about. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, can we be real here for a second? Some of this stuff is pretty complicated. And that's why this is kind of the average Joe jump off portion for investing. This isn't a deep dive. This is someone for, like me and you, like yourself, or you and me rather, that has a lot going on. So we can see here things that you may want to consider. Number one, is the company growing? Check its revenue. Revenue is the total amount of money a company generates from the sale of goods and services, as you most likely know. If it increases from one year to the next, that's generally a sign of growth, etc. Number two is how much is the company earning? Measure earnings per share. Now, there are finance documents, statements that you can review, because once these companies go public on the stock exchange, they're required to post financial statements. Now, I took a corporate accounting class back in my MBA program, and there's a whole ton of information in there. And frankly, it's great information. If you want to look at these financial statements, they are required as a public company to give you tons of information. Now, it is skewed, to their growth trajectory. They have statements in there. They have, causes for concern as well. So you might want to comb over these corporate these corporate finance documents, we'll say. But one metric here is earnings per share. Company's earnings divided by the total number of shares it has on the market. And something that I also remembered going over is the price to earnings ratio. Again, more metrics that you may want to go over here when it comes to some of those finance documents here. But you don't even necessarily need to do that. So let's talk about how this works. So if you're interested in investing, let's start to turn our attention to the actual app. This is the Robinhood app. If you are interested, you can get a free stock using the affiliate link down below in the description. And for some background, I've been using Robinhood as an investor for close to 1 year now. Let me just speak to you right now. Can I just speak to you here for a second? I mentioned, like you, I have a lot going on. And most likely, like you, I don't have a ton of disposable income sitting around, especially now, especially in the current landscape. We don't got a ton of money sitting around. So what I have done in, again, almost close to a year in investing is I've had kind of that trickle campaign, that drip campaign of investing. I didn't just throw down $600 last month. And no, because again, we have a lot of other things that our money needs to go to, and we work hard for our money. So I do want you to be, of course, smart with your investments, but this was really a long-term strategy, like we mentioned earlier. This is a long-term strategy when it comes to investing. Now, moving on to how this works. Let's get into the Robinhood app here. So number one, there's a very simple search feature, a browse feature that you can search for your stocks or your ETFs. If you want to simply put your money into the S&P 500, a group of funds and or stocks, you can do that as well. Now, this is something that, again, we're not making any assumptions here. You may be new, like myself. So I want to let you know that these trades are executed during open market hours. And when is that? It's 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. weekdays. Now, with Robinhood, you also have access to pre-market trades, open 30 minutes prior. And you also get access to after-market trades for 2 hours after market close until 6 p.m. Now note, because this is after market, it will be queued to the next trading day. So maybe, we're looking at a screenshot here of Tesla, TSLA. This is the Tesla stock. If I wanted to buy this stock in Robinhood, I'll click on trade, and then I'll click on buy. And then we'll get this screen. Now, what I like about Robinhood, and this may answer one of your concerns, well, look at the market price, right? How the market price is how much is that stock trading for currently? So it is $823.80 for one share of Tesla. And keep in mind, this is after the Tesla stock split, which means basically was divided the cost in half. So it was actually much higher than that. And then it split, it came down, it's going back up again. So in order to buy one stock of Tesla, you need $823. Do you have $823 sitting around right now? Well, no, not really, unless you're liquid for 800 plus. What I like about Robinhood is you can buy partial shares. This was a game changer for me. So if money's tight right now, with the landscape that we're current in, with everything going on, if money's tight, or if you're like, Jordan, if you're a young investor, if you have a lot of, other things you want to spend your money on, you can buy partial shares. You can say, well, I'm gonna buy $20 of Tesla. I think this is a fantastic strategy. You can say, well, I don't have 823, Mike, to drop right now. You can spend 15. You can spend $50, $100, whatever it is. You can buy either shares or partial shares. So if you're confident that this company, and it obviously doesn't have to be Tesla, but if you're confident that this stock is going to have a positive trajectory, that may be a good option for you. Now, this continues during the extended hours session. The price displayed on a stock's detail page, which is what we're looking at right here, is the stock's real-time price. Orders made outside of market hours and extended hours trading are queued and fulfilled either at near the beginning of extended hours trading or near market open according to your instructions, as mentioned. So now let's get into, again, more of how this works. And I'm going to show you a little bit of my actual portfolio here. So let's actually do that now. So whenever I'm making these investment decisions, again, I started almost a year or so ago. If you're familiar with investing, with the stock market, what have you, obviously we want to invest in companies or funds, what have you, that have a positive trajectory. Today's video is really focusing on stocks because, again, I'm not a financial expert. Maybe I'm like you, I'm just getting into this and I want to share my thoughts and experience, but I'm looking at stocks and companies that I feel have a positive trajectory. Well, how do I really know that? There's, of course, a ton of resources to get insight into these companies. You can look at the financials. They post quarterly statements of their earnings, of their trajectory, of their business goals. So for instance, let's look at, we're talking about Tesla, right? So now we're in Q1, the first 3 months of the year. That is quarter one. Of course, the year is broken down into 4 quarters. So recently, Tesla announced their production goals and their actual production metrics, and I believe it was Q4, Q3, it's every quarter, right? So if the company states, we want to make 450,000 vehicles, and they actually produced, delivered was the metric. If they actually delivered close to 500,000 vehicles for that quarter, you can say, well, okay, they surpassed their goal. Things are running smoothly. They, again, surpassed the goal. Things are probably looking good. Or if you're seeing a company that says, again, Tesla, what have you, they want 400,000 delivered vehicles and they hit 325 or 315. And you look at some news articles, you look at what their analysts are saying, you look at statements from the company, you look at whatever it is, customer reviews for quality assurance. Are they rushing out those deliveries? This is what you're going to make your decisions on. So I'm excited to show you. Let's jump into a little bit of my specific portfolio. So I'm going to show you my entire portfolio. And again, I am not an expert here. This is, maybe like you, just giving you some food for thought. Take a sip of coffee here. I appreciate you being here. Chaz says, I use Webull for long-term stocks and Robinhood for options. Appreciate you being here, Chaz. Webull is another great system. I've heard a lot of positive reviews from Webull. And options trading, let me know in the comments or drop a like if you want to see some options trading. I've heard about it. Again, I am new, and let me know. Do you have any experience in the stock market? Do you have experience investing? This is a great team effort. This is the premise of the channel, to give you revenue options. Because frankly, let me just speak directly to you here, is I want you to be thinking not just app-based work. I mean, let's be completely real here on a Saturday. I want you to focus on not just app-based work. App-based being, the DoorDash, the Uber, the Postmates, what have you. That's fantastic, and that is a straight hustle. I respect you doing it, and that's really my main gig here as well. But I want you to look at, again, having different, additional sticks in the fire. Investing. I want you to look into affiliate income, which is massive. Why? Because gig work is active income. You're trading your time for your money. Now, what we talk about here in this channel is maximizing your efficiency on those apps to maximize your earnings for that time. But you are still investing your time for your money. Now, if you shift, well, not necessarily completely pivot, but if you add the option for investing, for affiliate income, that is much, much more truly passive income. If I can be making money while I'm out driving for DoorDash, while I'm out driving for Postmates, that's my goal for you, because then we have income from those active streams and those passive streams. That is what has allowed me to make 5-figure months as far as revenue, to earn 5 figures in a single month using all of these revenue strategies. Take a look at my investment portfolio right here. Tesla, Dave & Buster's, Amazon, Delta Airlines, Logitech, Peloton, and Uber. Now, again, I have, spending thresholds. I have, certain parameters that I'm working with the money that I have that I'm liquid for. But this is what I've chosen to invest in. These are the companies that I see promise in. And again, this is not financial, legal, what have you, financial advice. I'm just simply sharing my experience with you. But I really looked at the market. I want you to be doing this. Download Robinhood. Consider using those affiliate links down below. Make sure to get your free Robinhood stock your free stock using Robinhood as well. But I really took advantage of the marketplace in April, May, when things were massively shutting down, when the market was tanking. And I looked at companies that were, again, tanking, like Delta, like Dave & Buster's, because no one could go to a Dave & Buster's. And I mean, that's not to take away from what's going on. Obviously, we're not in a great landscape. Obviously, we want things to reopen. But on the financial end, you need to have your ear to the ground of these things to take advantage of it. Tesla, I see a lot of promise in Tesla as a business, as a company. Amazon, I'm using that as my kind of a staple, right? Maybe you invested in Microsoft or IBM, in the 80s, the 90s, really those staple companies. Well, I see Amazon or maybe Apple as one of those staple companies that, in my opinion, I feel like it's going to be around for a while, just like those other companies. I picked up a few hot trends. I picked up a few companies that were really surging during that landscape of shutdowns. Logitech. I mean, can I just, you and I are speaking through a Logitech Brio webcam. So again, given the current landscape, this is why you would have your ear to the ground on current events when it comes to finances. I knew that more and more people needed webcams. They're working from home, right? And maybe you're a teenager, whatever, 20s, 30s, it doesn't matter what age. Maybe you wanted to get into streaming on YouTube or on Twitch. People are looking for, again, webcams. So I looked into Logitech. Peloton, right? I mean, shout me out. Have you got a Peloton? These things have been blowing up, right? They're very expensive, but they've been blowing up. They're on back order for like 10 weeks. So I knew back in April, in May, when, again, the gyms were closing. Thankfully, back here in Pittsburgh, the gyms are reopened. Shout me out, are the gyms open or are you still closed? But Peloton saw a massive surge because of the landscape. Uber, well, why would you pick up Uber? What's the strategy there? Well, that is really due to several things. Uber really going double down on delivery. They pivoted more so away from putting attention on rideshare because of the landscape, because of a 60% drop in ridership. Let's grab another sip of coffee there. And I saw that pivot. That is, in my opinion, what they need to do. They're second place when it comes to food delivery. They're behind DoorDash, but they purchased Postmates. So they're making investments to gain market share, to gain revenue from that standpoint. And again, I'm not dumping a ton of money into these companies. $600 spread throughout all of these companies. But I want to still make smart decisions. I mean, what about Tesla? I mean, do you think Tesla is still a buy? Do you think there's, Tesla's at $823? Is there still room there? Well, let me know. Because frankly, I see a lot of potential in a Tesla. Again, my own opinion, not financial advice, but I would put thousands of dollars into Tesla if I could. Let's give you a quick breakdown here. I want to show you specifics of what to look for in your Robinhood app when it comes to some of these stocks here. Give you a little bit of a breakdown, also more into my portfolio. So here is Tesla. I mean, again, I'll ask you, is it a buy right now? So we can see here, let's look to the left. Let's look at some of these analytics here from investing. If you're just joining, we're talking about the Robinhood app, finance investing basics, and I'm showing you my exact portfolio after investing $600. So the Tesla stock, shares owned 0.737. And that's okay, I'm fine with that. Let me know, do you have any Tesla stock? But the fractional shares, as it's called, the fractional shares when it comes to investing on Robinhood, I love it. I can slowly have a drip campaign, and that's actually what it's called, is drip investing, is I'm investing, as we can see there at the bottom, $12 every single week. So, reaching back prior, if you're someone like Jordan, if you're a teenager, if you're just getting into investing, this is exactly what I would do. And I would do recurring investments because you know that you're investing in yourself and the company. Now, with all of this, there is a risk to investing. There's a risk that companies could go bankrupt. There's a risk to your money as well. So consult, if you would like, a professional certified financial planner an expert when it comes to investing, but this is what I do, $12 every single week. And again, it's not a ton. If it was up to me, I would probably do even more than that, but it's a safe bet investment, in my opinion. So 0.737 stocks owned, an average cost of what I typically would buy the stocks at. That's an average of what I bought it at. $395.95. So, I mean, it's at 823 now. I should have dumped in 10K into Tesla if I could have at 395. But obviously I'm not liquid for 10K. But 395 is the average cost I got it at. I like that metric. It lets you show, where you've typically gotten at in the market. Market value of my purchases, $607.34. So that is, what I've invested, what it's worth. That's a total market value. My portfolio diversity, 38.13%. So obviously I'm going heavy on a Tesla. That is my strategy. Again, I'm not investing $10,000, $20,000 right now as a newer investor. My money's going a lot of places, but I believe in Tesla. That's just my own personal experience here. 38% portfolio diversity. But look at the returns. I've over doubled the investment, a return of $315.43 in less than a year. That is a 108% return. And again, the recurring investments there of $12 every week. Appreciate you guys being here. Tactical says, greetings everyone. If you're getting value in this video today, definitely drop a like, really appreciate it. Now that's just one stock here. I want to show you another one here to really give you some insights as far as what your analytics are going to look like when it comes to your investments. So that was Tesla. Look at Dave & Buster's. Shares owned 11.25. These are not fractional shares like Tesla. Shares owned 11.25 with an average cost super low, $13.61. You can see right now D&B's at $33.50 as far as valuation, with a market value $376.74 and a portfolio diversity 23.65%. Again, I'm not invested in a ton of stocks here, but look at the return on this one. It's an even higher return here. Why? Because I capitalized on trends. That is the whole thing with investing here. If you could capitalize on trends, it's the old adage of buy low, sell high, net that profit when you sell it off. You could hold it for a day, right? If you're a day trader, shout me out here. I'd be interested in learning about day trading. That's where you buy and sell in one day. Or if you're holding this for decades, right? Maybe you have some Microsoft stock. Maybe you bought in nice and low in the 70s, 80s, what have you. And then you sell it off here in the 2000s and you yield a nice profit on that. The returns are $223. What I want you to realize here is there is a $223 return there on honestly a pretty small investment there, a market value of $376. I mean, I'm buying these stocks on an average of $13.61. And that is yielding a return of 146% in less than a year. So I hope you're seeing the value here of why you need to invest. If I can get $223 truly passively, that's much, much higher than inflation. Let me say that again. You're investing because it is growing much higher than really most other metrics. What do I mean by that? It's going to grow higher than a 1%, a 0.5%, a 2% savings account. Can you even get 2% on a savings account? It's going to grow higher than the savings account. It's going to massively outpace inflation. Granted, again, there's risks here. There's no guarantees. I'm not saying there's guarantees on your money. But it's going to massively outpace inflation. $223 return, putting my money into a company passively. I'm not doing anything. I just believe in the company's growth. Again, jumping on trend surfing. I knew that these companies, Dave & Buster's, I knew was eventually going to reopen. The Dave & Buster's here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I believe it is reopened. So if there's trends like this, if you see whatever company comes out with a new product and you feel like that product is going to explode, it's going to be the next thing. Again, there's risk involved, But if you believe in that company, the trajectory, like Tesla, right? If I believe Tesla is going to be a perennial #1 staple for decades to come, this is an investment in that. And no recurring investments there on Dave and Buster's here. Let's show you a few more. Drop a like if you're getting value in this live stream. I appreciate everyone being here, and I appreciate you being here to look at different revenue options for yourself, because I know it's not easy. I know this is uncomfortable. I know you may say, well, yeah, I'm not really looking into this. I'm happy driving for Uber, for Lyft, for DoorDash. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with hustling and grinding away. That's really part of the reason that you're on the team here. But also part of the reason you're on the team here is to make money, is to not only have the active income streams that we talked about, but I mean, think about it. Would you like to combine active and passive streams? I hope so, because I want you to make as much money as possible. Next stock here, it's Delta. I mean, Jay says all gig workers should be invested. Anyone, 55% of Americans own a stock right now. But that number is falling off when it comes to millennials and Gen Z. I believe the number from Robinhood quoted 60% of millennials and Gen Z do not own a stock. Let me repeat that. 55% of Americans have a stock, according to Robinhood. But 60% of millennials and Gen Z do not own stocks. Again, if I meet a driver on the road driving, if I just talk to someone in general, start investing now. It can be $5 a week. Now, if money's tight, that's fine. I respect that. If money's tight, if you can't make that decision right now, that is fine. What you might want to do, again, I mean, get your free stock. That is an affiliate link down below. You don't have to use that link if you don't want. You can just go on Robinhood, but I would appreciate if you sign up with Robinhood via that link. I mean, Robinhood's not a sponsor of the channel. I would still tell you to invest even if there was an affiliate link, just because this is something that I wish I did. Let me be real with you. I wish this was something that I did decades ago, was really going all in on investing here. But let's look at this stock here, Delta, because I really believe this is an investment in your future here. Tesla, combining Tesla and Delta. Delta Airlines, I own 6 shares at an average cost $25.94. Look where it's at right now, $40. This market value is $240, 15% market portfolio, diversity with a return of 54%, $85. I mean, when you're watching this, this is so important here. 55% return, 108% return, 145% return. This is all combined. This is all money. Profit, profit, profit. Investing profits. Now this one, you may say, well, it's only a 54% return. Yes, think about the airline industry. Think about the landscape we are currently in is still heavily impacted by the current landscape. Air travel is still significantly down because of, again, the pandemic and the current landscape. This is a long-term play. We saw Robinhood even mention this themselves, that investing is a long-term play. So my long-term strategy here is, I'm watching Southwest as well. I'm watching American, but I invested, I was looking at some of their analytics. I was looking at what other analysts said as far as debt owed. Again, there's a lot of analytics you can look at. And I went with Delta as a long-term play. Because where are we going to be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? Again, no guarantees. Knock on wood. We all hope to be open back to 100% as soon as possible. But 5 and 10 years down the road, it's not going to be that far away. And hopefully, again, we're assuming everything's going to be back to normal. Traveling, airlines are going to recover, right? There's a lot of speculation there. I understand that. But this is a long-term play for that. Let me know right now. Definitely drop a like if you're getting value in this video today, in this training on investing basics. In my experience, investing is $600. But what investing questions or features would you like to see discussed more? Would you like to see a financial expert come on and talk about finances, Robinhood, Webull, and some of these other investing apps? Options trading, day trading. Let me know in the comments or the live stream if you would like to see more insight on that. Chanel says, about to start investing, smart move. That is a smart move, Chanel. I appreciate you being on this video here and starting your investing journey. Chanel also asks, can you pick your own stores? I think you may mean businesses there to invest in. Absolutely. Using the browse or the search feature. Now, they do have to be listed on the stock exchange, public company, and you can search them on the Robinhood app. Moving on here. Now I want to show you those overall earnings, right? How much did I actually earn after $600 invested, which may or may not be a lot of money. That's not the point here. How much did I earn? Now, again, this is not financial advice. You want to speak to a financial expert. Let me show you my overall yields here after this $600 investment. So I showed you Tesla, Uber, right? Peloton, Logitech, $600 invested between all of these. Let's go over some of the numbers now. $916 and 35% all-time return. You can see my overall portfolio there is valued at $1,592. Now, if I sold everything as of now, and this is always changing, markets are closed right now, it's the weekend, but this is a live market when the markets reopen. But if I sold everything right now, it would yield a $916 return, 135%. Out of all of my investments. I only invested $600, plus 916, that equals my 592, and there's some variance there because again, the market's changing. But what would that mean to you? If you can invest and earn almost $1,000 in less than a year, investing your money smartly, this could be an option for you. Now, again, consult a financial expert when it comes to any fees, taxes, etc. This is on a kind of an intro basis for you here. Now, how do I get my money? And I'm glad you're here because this is something that I've seen asked a lot, and I really had to dig deep to find out how do you actually get your money? Because like you, perhaps, I'm new to this. I don't claim to be an expert. I state I am actually not an expert in finances and investing. We're going on this journey together here. Robinhood states, following a sale, your funds need to settle before you can withdraw them to your bank account. The settlement period is the trade date plus 2 trading days, shown as T plus 2, sometimes referred to as regular way settlement. On the 3rd day, those funds will go into your buying power and will appear as withdrawable cash. Let's explain what that is because there's a lot to take in there. So if I sell my stock, if I sell a Tesla stock, all of my Tesla stock, all of my portfolio, my stocks, those funds need to settle before I can take them out to my bank, okay? 2 trading days. So it wouldn't count for Saturday or Sunday, right? Monday, Tuesday, those funds need to settle. Well, the trade wouldn't be executed until Monday anyway, okay? So Monday's the trading day, plus T2, plus 2 more trading days. Tuesday, Wednesday. Now my funds are settled. Then that's going to show in buying power on the Robinhood app. You can see in the screenshot there to the right, it says buying power 0. So whenever I sell a stock, let's say I sell a stock and I receive $20. That $20 is going to go into buying power because I've earned $20. I've sold my investment. I get that $20. Now I can use that as buying power. I can invest that $20 elsewhere, right? I sold off $20 for Tesla. Now I want to buy $20 of Peloton, right? It doesn't got to go back through my bank. I can just use it in the Robinhood app and invest that through buying power. I hope that makes sense. Now, if I want to withdraw that money, well, no, I don't really want to invest it in Peloton or anything. I just want it back in my bank account. After that settles, you'll see it in withdrawable cash, and then you can withdraw it to your bank account. Let me show you what this looks like. So looking at the screenshot there to the right, like we saw, now here's when you go into your account and you go into transfers. Here's where you're going to transfer to your bank account. Withdrawable cash. Of course, it says $0. I don't have any money that I've sold off that I want for withdrawable cash. But right there, that's where you're going to withdraw to your bank account. And you can see right here, transfer to your bank, transfer the money from your Robinhood account to your bank. Here's where you're going to do that in transfers. So I hope that you got value in the live stream today. And this has really been a great brainstorm, again, a jump off point here for us to really understand investing, because I know it can be a lot, and I know there's a lot to consider here. So if you're interested in starting your portfolio, again, I would consider using that affiliate link down below. And if you are new here, my job is to help you earn as much money as possible in your side hustle through app-based gig economy apps. But also I want you to start looking at building out different revenue streams with affiliate income, right? Maybe selling a product, creating an Etsy, creating a Fiverr page for a consultant, a graphic designer, looking into investments. Because here in 2021, I want you to go bigger. I want you to think bigger and not necessarily always trade your time for your money. Again, nothing wrong with that. Respect your hustle if you're doing a 9 to 5, if you're doing the gig economy full time, but let's double down here in 2021. Let's double down and get you even more income through different revenue streams, because there's nothing wrong. And I want you to know this before we close here. There's nothing wrong with wanting to generate a lot of money, whatever that is for you. $40,000, $80,000, $200,000 a year, whatever that is for you. Success is defined differently for everybody. There is nothing wrong with wanting to generate money for yourself, for your family, so you can help others, whatever it is that you want to do. Because money is not a bad thing. It provides freedom. It gives you options. The greed of money is a bad thing, when you're hurting others, when you're taking shortcuts to get there. But here we're talking about business, we're talking about investing, and all of those other revenue streams here in 2021. So I wish you a lot of success. I appreciate you being a team member here. Subscribe if you're new. Drop a like if you've gotten value in this video. I appreciate you so much for being a part of the team here.